Join Cliff Bleszinski and the team at Bleszinski Productions and get the absolute latest on LawBreakers in our studio update. Hey everybody, welcome to the very first studio update for LawBreakers. I'm Rohan Rivas.
I'm Cliff Bleszinski, co-founder and CEO of Bleszinski Productions.
First and foremost, we want to give a big thank you to everybody who played in the alpha and all of those people who were watching from afar. We hope everybody appreciates the time that they had with the game, but for us, we did a lot of things during the alpha, like we tested our back-end servers. Our engineers really appreciate that, so they can look at how the game scales and how people from different regions can play the game at the same time. But also from a balance perspective, it's really important for our designers.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a big fan of kind of walking before you run, and the way that we're building this game is to test alphas, betas before we essentially go on stage, so that we know what we're doing. And when it comes to balance, we think we have balance in the playtest labs, but some of you out there, pro players, are far better than any of us, and you're finding things that we never thought possible.
Yeah, so this phase of the alpha is over, and I think it's really, really important that we communicate with all of you what's happening right now. So right now, we are taking a step back. It's very hard for us to run alphas parallel to actually iterating on the game in real time. At this stage, I mean, the company is not really big.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we're only at like 65 to 70 people right now, and essentially right now the time period is back in the lab. So you're hearing like hammers and drills and whatnot as everyone's opening the game back up, opening the patient, and kind of reoperating and retuning everything.
Yeah, and looking at your feedback. That's all based off of your feedback. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a step back, as we said, and take your feedback and look at the telemetry and the data and compare the two and see what we need to do to iterate on the game.
Yeah, I'm a big believer of listening to your feedback, looking at the data, and ultimately making a gut call on design decisions.
And with that, we're going to make a few changes, and there's some things that we're experimenting with, and I want to give everybody some visibility on that kind of stuff. So first, the Enforcer, right? The high-level goal for the Enforcer at this stage is to just make him a little more fun. We know that he's functionally balanced, but what can we do to experiment to change up his kit and tune things differently?
Yeah, the Enforcer was kind of originally meant to be a little bit more of a basic class for us. You have your kind of assault rifle and your sidearm. Shift does kind of a sprint-like ability that you can share with friends and things like that. But when we took a step back, we realized the character was almost a little too basic. It was meant to appeal to kind of traditional, players who play lots of other shooters. But the players who gave us feedback were like, how is this different? How are you defining gravity with this character? So look for the abilities to be tuned to make things even more vertical.
Yep, and on that note, the Assassin, right? I think we're exploring new ways to balance her out for new users, but also those new users versus high skill players as well.
Exactly. We didn't have a lot of matchmaking in the alpha initially, so people who are pro players who make six figures playing games full time, 12 hours a day, we're going against a casual player who can only play for 20 minutes at a time. That's not necessarily good, so you want people in the kiddie pool or the Shark Tank with matchmaking. We largely found that class was somewhat polarizing. Players that are really good at getting a crosshair on an enemy's head using a keyboard and a mouse are not a big fan of melee classes, so that's something we're looking to tune a little bit as we move forward as well.
So we're going to we're not going to reevaluate everything for these roles, but we're going to look at them and make sure that we're looking at your feedback and then making changes accordingly. Furthermore, we've got game modes. You guys played Turf War and Overcharge. We've got some more game modes behind the curtain that we're going to continue to work on, along with more maps as well.
Yeah, it's the same thing, with doing kind of this alpha, this pre-alpha, this kind of early access that we're talking about vaguely. It's one of those things, where there's going to be more maps, there's going to be more characters, there's going to be more modes, lots more to come. We got plenty of people working on it right behind us.
Yep, and it's going to be, we're really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So one last thing that I want to say that we're doing very, very soon is that we're actually going to have LawBreakers playable at Gamescom next week.
In Germany, yeah. It's in Germans.
So we are partnering with the ESL, and we're going to have LawBreakers playable with 30 plus stations at the show. So if you're going to Gamescom, LawBreakers will be there, it'll be playable, and we're also doing a live ESL show match on August 19th from 6 to 8 o'clock Cologne time.
Tweet us photos of it. We will retweet it and promote it because it's going to be awesome.
Cool. So everybody, we just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for playing in the alpha. We're going to take your feedback, we're going to iterate on the game, and we're definitely going to keep you posted on how things are shaping up.
Yes, thank you for all your support.
All right, talk to you soon. Thanks.